What's good, everybody? Welcome back to day number 11 of Journaling the Process. God bless you guys all. I hope you guys are having a great start of your week and that we would start trading with confidence this week, man. So we're going to talk about what happened today. So we're on a daily chart. We have the fair value gap here. We're still surrounding our whole price action mumbo jumbo around this fair value gap. I'm not convinced that this is the high that's in place for this bullish run. I think that this is a retracement, and I'm okay with them retracing even down to here. But I don't believe that this is a bearish run. Just based off interest rates and how they're cutting interest rates, I think that this fair value gap still has to be met. In the event that we do keep falling, though, that's fine. I'll make sure to be aware of that. Although I am bullish, we just took liquidity. We didn't close above the internal failure swing. We went inside of a fair value gap, and we didn't even get to the 50% of this fair value gap. So that's another thing that I'm looking for and watching. I'm not trying to call the market top, but I'm also not trying to negate the fact that there could be a potential bearish order flow for quite some time, even down into this fair value gap here and back down to this bullish order block. So right now, I'm just watching both sides and how they play out. Today we caught two shorts. We earned $75 today. So what I lost on Friday and what I got emotional about, I didn't get emotional about that, but it triggered my emotions because I felt myself to be greedy. And now, it's just proof, I was looking at my trading report on TradeOvate. I had a max run up of 562 for the last 8 trading days. And that's really good. And that's a great thing. So, for me to have 2 daily limits in the midst of all of that being hit, and then me just continuing to grow this small account, it's good. It's good, but I want to refine. There's a lot of time, a lot of unnecessary losses and a lot of just impulsive decisions that I've made. And I am trying to get rid of those impulsive decisions and just focus on consistency in my routine. But as I said, we caught 2 shorts. Let's break down those shorts. I don't want to keep you guys here for too long, and I also have to study for my exam that's coming up. So that's also another focus of mine at the moment. But here we have this sell-side liquidity, which is just that same sell-side liquidity that's on the daily. We left today in the morning. We had a lot of news today in the morning, so I was very careful to want to just put on a position. I had to make sure that I was confident with what I was going to enter. We had this low initially, this one as well, jotted up in our charts, and we'll see how this low plays an effect into the trade that we took. This was just a low that was taken overall for the day, but I had these 2 draws dotted up after this large candle printed. Why would I want to think that they're going to take it higher? So I played shorts with them. And we go down to the 5-minute. This is what I took. So my entry came from this fair value gap here. So let's just break down why would these stay open and not be returned to. Well, these are both breakaway gaps. We're trading through a range. This is all inside of a range. This is the low that we take, and they form a fair value gap at the low. This would be a perfect area to pair your orders with to go short again. So they close, take the liquidity, then this candle forms the fair value gap. We return to the fair value gap. This is a short opportunity, and I was only targeting the first sell side liquidity target, which was right here. And that, you guys are gonna be like, oh, but that's such a short-lived trade. It looks like it's such a small position. But let me just show you guys real quick. This right here was a 100 handle trade, 100-point trade, just to get to this low here. So I wasn't. Yeah, I could have shot for this. Yeah, I could have shot for the wick of the daily order block here, but I didn't need to. I just needed to catch this small sell side liquidity here. I didn't need to go for these other ones, although it would have been nice for my account. But I'm trying to keep myself consistent in a routine. Low-hanging fruit, quick, and who doesn't take a free 80 points on any given day? So I was given the opportunity to catch that today, and I took it. So it's like I can't even be mad. So here we go. This fair value gap was jotted down into, it was annotated here. And this was the 10 a.m. news that had this large wick. So I didn't enter any of this. But I wanted to see how we reacted off of the 10 a.m. opening price. And so we draw out the 10 a.m. opening price here. This is the 10 a.m. opening price. And you guys are probably like, what did you know? You didn't. There wasn't an opportunity to trade or anything. It was already late in the session, so I'm gonna just show you guys that. This is why I always critique myself with patience, because although I missed all of this at 10 a.m. after all this went here, there was still an opportunity, especially because sell side liquidity is still left in proximity. We're very close to it, so this is also just even to this low of 72 points. And I entered exactly, to be exact, I entered here, this candle's high, right there, because I knew this would be a breakaway gap. We also closed below this inversion fair value gap here. So my first initial thought was this candle, of course, is going to be insane because that's the 10 a.m. opening price, and there was news during that candle's open. This right here, we retrade back into this candle. So this is still within the same hour of that 10:05 candle. Then the next candle opens after 10:05. This is your next 5-minute cycle. They run lower, change in the state of delivery here with this candle right here. This is a change in the state of delivery. So it becomes an order block now. This inversion fair value gaps gets traded below. I'm going to make this green. This inversion fair value gap, we trade below it, we close below, then we retrade here. This is where I entered my short, and honestly I was trying to pay myself quickly here, but remember these are large ranges, so I didn't want to keep my stop loss open for any trade here. So because I have a small account, I was aggressively moving my stop loss. So initially it was here, then I moved it to here, then I moved it aggressively to break even. And then when this candle opened here, because we took out this sell side liquidity as well, I just closed it. And then I was like, you know what, let me reposition myself just in case it retraces to the inversion fair value gap. This immediate rebalance here, how we were kind of playing with this candle, as this candle was forming, it went up and then it went down, went up, and it just kept staying here. I was like, it's showing its unwillingness to go into the inversion fair value gap. And this could also be a breakaway gap as well. So I also shorted this candle right here. And then I closed once we came at the bottom of this candle here. I closed this trade. I didn't care to see it come down into the sell side liquidity. I have to train myself a lot more to hold towards my target. But I was content with what I already had realized. So I realized this trade here, and then this trade here, I was already up like 100 ticks. I was like, I don't need nothing more, so I just closed it. But if I had waited and been a little more patient, maybe I could have squeezed a little more. I think that I have to encourage myself in my own personal journal to just hold more towards to the liquidity targets. It's funny because in my trading, I've had seasons where I've been an absolute beast holding to the draw. and I've increased my awareness of that over time. And there are seasons where I'm so good with it, and then there's seasons where I have a hard time holding to my trade because of just probably like just a streak of losing or just a fear of losing for quite some time. But I still have an attachment issue, of course, with my emotions and my money and all that stuff. So I think that it's something that I'm still working on and I have to definitely improve on. If I had to highlight some of my strengths, is my ability to quickly be on board and be decisive with the direction of where I see price going. And also, I'm getting pretty strong with my ability to read 10 a.m. We repelled away, we create an order block here. We have an inversion fair value gap. We're repelling away from 10 a.m. and we still have higher time frame liquidity levels to be met here. So I love that confluence added on with this fair value gap here. I think that's some of my strengths right now with reading price action. Of course, as I continued on to the rest of the day, I saw a lot of this pan out in my favor when I was trading on my paper trading account. I stayed paper trading with all of this stuff, but I know that stuff doesn't count with my own personal account. But I would like to mention that if you guys didn't see this trade as well, I just want to journal it here, have it as my journal entry as well. 11 a.m. possibly creates a reversal or a retracement of some sort, and possibly the low of the day. 11 a.m. comes, they have this here, order block, change in state delivery. This is the consequent encouragement of that daily wick of the bullish order block. They don't even come down there. We find rejection off of this. They retrace to the order block open. And also I was paying attention to this wick right here. We stay above 50%, the consequent encroachment of this wick, and price just continues higher from there. We don't even get to the 50%, continues higher. And then we have here this, which is the order block open of the Zoom or the reclaimed order block. They find some support here as well. We have this buy side liquidity here available to us, and so they scream it there, and it all happened after 11 a.m. So it's a quick, nice London close trade. Then here they come back down to this fair value gap, order block here, 2 up close candles, and to be specific, this is a propulsion block. It's an order block that sits on top of another order block, propulsion block there. They find resistance there, create a run higher, sponsored leg, come down into it again, boom, and then they just keep rallying higher. And I mentioned during the day that if they find themselves going above these highs, and if I had a target gun in my head, I would pick 10 a.m. again. And 10 a.m., as you guys can see, is where they finish off the day. And so if you guys don't know about 10 a.m., 10 a.m. is a great tool. I find that whenever London close comes, or the PM session comes, and we're below 10 a.m., and London close creates the opposite end for the day, we tend to gravitate towards 10 a.m. again if it's above us. And that's how we would pretty much end the day with a consolidation here. So I expected this. So this is a great trade. If you were in this trade, even if you got in here, which I consider already, when all of this occurred, this is the second leg of distribution. This is the first, second. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the market maker series, but the second distribution, the second leg for distribution or accumulation is the highest probability leg. So this right here is a low risk buy, first distribution leg, second leg. We have here a breaker. You guys can see a little closer. This candle's body, if I could just go here. We don't hit the body, but we hit the top of it. So this whole entire candle is a breaker. Sell side liquidity taken. Here you go. Fair value gap coupled with that. And us going here, that's a buy. Change in state of delivery again. They retrace into the order blocks. This is your one order block here. All these down close candles is your order block. We close above that. That is our order block. We find the change in state of delivery, and then even that trade was 100 points to the 10 a.m. opening price. So I would challenge you guys to just look at the opportunity that, performed at 11 a.m. and also at 1:30 plus after 1:30, which is the PM session as well. So check that out, and you'll see that there was an opportunity there for price to take out the buy side liquidity and return to the 10 a.m. opening price. I love you guys. Have a great day. Tomorrow, let me see. Will we be trading tomorrow? That's a really good question. Shall we be trading tomorrow? Will we be trading tomorrow? I don't know. The world may never know. You guys ever seen the owl commercial where they're like, she's like, Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. So we don't know. And he says the world may never know. So we don't know. Tomorrow we don't know if it's gonna be a good day. I've learned as a trader to not hold such a strong opinion on any bias, although I still do sometimes because I'm stubborn. Another weakness. So we gotta journal that as well. But don't hold such a strong opinion. Although fundamentals may be your way, just be fluid. So if that's my advice to you guys after being in the game for such a long time, be fluid. It'll allow you to have a flexible opinion when you see the markets with your eyes. Also, I wanted to just, have some motivation and inspiration towards the end of the video. Guys, if you guys don't know something about me, I have been trying to wrestle with myself for a while to trade and do IT, because of my lack of belief that this is going to work out. I'm finding comfort in trying to chase a career opportunity, but also with the idea that I would use that career opportunity to increase my finance so that I can invest more, because that's also realistic as well. And also the ability to get paid a stable salary while still learning how to do this to my best capabilities, and also be able to work from home for quite some time as well, because that's the whole point of being in IT. And I'm not the first one to think about that. So a lot of people that are in that, software development, IT realm, whatever, they use those jobs as remote opportunities, and they can trade like, the Chads that be doing it, that thought about this so long ago, smart people. But I want to just say, if, you have a plan of increasing your finances, that's all good. So I'm not mad about myself at that. But also I want you guys to have faith. I feel like a lot of the reasons I am where I'm at is because my lack of belief in myself within this game and making it happen, especially because I've quit my job 2 to 3 times. I haven't seen the results I've wanted to see. And I want to let you guys know, have faith. And you know what you do when you have faith? You don't care about the unknown. You don't care what the results may yield. You go in there blindly and you put your head down and you study. Because there are people who are doing this at the level that we want to do it at. And you just have to hold yourself accountable and reflect a lot and be able to improve off your reflections and your self-accountability, because no one's going to hold you accountable. No one's going to grab your hand to do this stuff. No one's going to find you the time to actually study and sit there and backtest and collect data. No one's going to do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. But it is a testimony or evidence of your faith that you would actually sit there and study, although your current situation says otherwise. It would be evidence that because you dive so deep into these videos, the ICT videos, or whoever you learn from, that is a testimony of your faith that this is going to work. And I remember a time where I was just studying trading, and I was in my own world, just in love, passionate, still am passionate, still have that passion. But I feel as I adulted, I have to find ways to make this more feasible for myself. and it's become a lot more difficult, but I still try my best to find the time to study, find the time to set aside some time for this. And I'm telling you guys, have faith that you will be able to do all the things that you want to do with this, but just make sure you are holding yourself accountable, you're not taking any shortcuts, and you're doing the right thing. And I can guarantee you that if you try to the best of your capabilities and you stop making the same errors all the time, we stop making all the errors all the time, because I'm also a victim of this, and I am not better than any of you guys. I am just another trader. Yes, I teach. Yes, I have a great understanding of price, but that doesn't mean anything if I can't perform to the capabilities of that. And I feel like one of my weaknesses over the years have been my faith, and because of that, I've allowed myself to slip away and take my focus off of this. And what that has done for me is allow me to oversee certain things that I would otherwise account for on a regular back testing day. But you guys need to consistently refresh your mind of all these concepts. You have to live, sleep, eat these things. If you want this to work, this has to be a priority. It doesn't have to be your main priority for those who have families, for those who are also in the Christian walk like myself, but it has to be a priority, right? Our main priority is God, second, family, and third could be this, or fourth, right? Because if you have your career and then this, but I would even call this like a fifth priority. But it has to be on your top 5, right? Because there's God, family, health, or there's God, health, family, and then, however that list is in proportion to you guys and your perspective of the world and your moral compass and ethics. I think that this has to be one of your top priorities, though, and I would consider this being your top 5 priorities in your life if you actually want to make this work. FOMC or NFP is this week. We're not going to go so hard on ourselves for not catching many opportunities. But this is a week to tape read, so let's keep that at the center of our minds and focus. Let that be something we concentrate on, that this would be a week that we would tape read and learn about price action and not try to be inside of a trade. We got our $75 for the day. We made up for Friday, and now I'm like $16 off that 1.3, so I'm like at 1284 right now, which is great, phenomenal. But my focus should be learning price action continuously, perpetually, to not forget of the importance of crafting my skill and take my focus away from the money. So with that being said, guys, God bless you guys all. Till your good is better and your better is best. Never let it rest. Wow, never let it rest. Sorry, guys. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. God bless you guys. Have a blessed day. And keep in mind, our focus is to tape read for the rest of the week. That is my focus right now. Like, if I had to point a gun at your head and be like, hey, what's the focus this week? You guys should know that we trying to tape read. We trying to keep a healthy relationship with these charts. We don't want to be sucked into the vortex that the market can suck you into if you let it. Next week we have CPI and PPI, but that is next week. We still have a week ahead of us. We have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday's NFP, Thursday's PMI, which is dangerous stuff, and Wednesday is crude oil inventory. So we'll see how price action reacts tomorrow. I don't recommend trading though that morning session unless the volatility allows for it. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Peace.